Well, I was at Hamvention. I got to talking to Meshtastic Dave and the fine folks over at the Seed Studios booth. And I mentioned that I want to make some clandestine LoRa nodes. And, I wasn't sure what I needed or what I was going to be working with. Obvious things jump out to me, like these solar lamps, like people have talked about online. The problem with these is they're pretty low to the ground. So I started looking for LED solar, like side of house options. And the question is, will it run a small LoRa node? And the Seed guys were like, oh, have we got an option for you? So here is what they proposed. They said that there is this Xiao, the Xiao series NRF 52840 kit is the way to go. And yeah, this is it. Like, it's this little tiny guy. Let's take a look at this. I wasn't sure because I was looking them up online and I'm like, I don't see how this is all going to connect, but now I get it. So we need this top board and the bottom board. Okay. So we're going to have to snip the leads on the bottom of these guys just to fit. But this is what's shown on the website. I'm like, I don't know. Is that going to work? And they're like, oh, yeah. No, this will work great. Because it adds this. There's a second part that has the little antenna connection. So there's your 900 megahertz LoRa adapter on the bottom. So we'll snip these off. But first steps first is I just need to power this thing. I'm going to go ahead and program it. Actually, I take that back. We're going to do the leads right now because I hate. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to snip all these guys off. So I started this undertaking looking for the best node possible. Very small with low power draw. And I didn't think that maybe it wouldn't be on MeshCore. It's probably on Meshtastic. Regardless, we're going to look now. To be honest with you, right, I'm starting out a little bit behind on MeshCore. With that said, I do understand some of the fundamental concepts of it in that you use a repeater to retransmit and a companion Bluetooth device or whatever is something that you would connect to on your phone. I feel like you need to use these as repeaters, but then we want to get them at a high vantage point, right? That's my assumption. So in this case, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to start the process for a repeater, and then I'm going to try and put this at a higher vantage point. So we need to enter DFU mode. It is the tiny USB device. That worked because we got the little checkbox, and then let's hit flash. It's now an NRF serial, which is exactly what we want to see. So far, everything is working very, very easily. Very easy indeed. I'm not seeing... Oh, it's happening. Is the light doing anything? No light change. No light change. Let's configure it via USB. We're going to connect to the device. It's the tiny USB device. Yay, verily. Okay, now here's a spot that is kind of interesting. This is where you want to dive into your Discord community. So right here, West Coast Mesh, they have a whole bunch of information, a lot of people on here, and the configuration for MeshCore is a little bit different. Took me a second. MeshCore intro. If you go to repeaters, room, servers, and tip, and you scroll up to the top, by the way, this is just my area. This is like for Southern California, right? So you're not going to do this necessarily where you're at. And it calls out exactly what you need to configure. So 927.857 megahertz. And so how does that translate? Well, it's the configuration for the repeater. So we're going to call this HRCC repeater. And we can set longitude and latitude for where we decide to place it. You can do this after too via the administrative console if you have actually paid for it. That's one advantage of that tool, is that you can remotely control. It is 927.875, 62.5 bandwidth. Yeah. Spreading factor 7, so we're going to go to spreading factor 7. CR coding rate as 7. And then we can save it, but let's go in here and also set a password. So you would do this on your own side, set it to something that is good. Otherwise, it defaults to password, and then anybody can go in and make changes to it. All right, let's see. That's all we need. You can do josh@hamtactical.com for updated information there and save settings. So now when we go back in, we should be paired to it, and we should see HRCC repeater with the appropriate frequency set. Easy. Now we can disconnect it, and we can try to install it somewhere. So let's check that out. So here's our guy right here. This is 1282 on the Seeed Studios website, which is really freaking cheap. And there you go. Okay, cool. So did you see right here, ground and power right there? Boom. So there's a 5 volt and a 3 volt. We want the 3 volt because that's what's going to run on the 18650. All right, so we have our node here. It looks like it's functioning. I'm going to disconnect it, and we need to find a home for it. I would like to put it in this little outdoor security light, because then you have plenty of reason why you would put that on the wall of, say, a public restroom, wherever. You're doing a service after all, right? I think so. So let's get this guy opened here. I mean, that's the way I look at it, but we got to see if we can get into this. These are cheap too. These are at Harbor Freight. I'll drop a link in the video description. Yes, exactly what I wanted to see. Screws on the back. And it's got an on-off switch. Perfect. Oh, okay. It's an 18650 battery. All right, I'm going to slide the switch here. Oh, it's on. Okay, cool. So curiously, I want to figure out where the voltage is. So here, whoop. So I can jumper these guys and power this off of that, and it'll give it a constant charge. Oh, that makes it way easy for purposes here. Ground and 3 volts. Okay, great. So let me take a piece of hookup wire. Oh, it's really not melting. What's going on? Okay, there's that. And there we go. So we have this nice little pigtails here that we're going to connect inside our box. Now, for sake of safety for the devices, I'm going to disconnect our battery. And so we're going to go black wire here, red wire here, right? We should test again. I will test again until I know for sure. So that's constant voltage. It's always going to be on, even if you turn the light off. In fact, I should check it, because maybe we want the switch to work. Yeah, it doesn't work. So what happens if we turn it on? Lights on. Yeah, I'm going to tap it into the switch, so the switch actually works. That is a very good idea, because then I can travel with it without it being on. The battery is now disconnected. You're not going to have any draw on the battery. All that stuff is advantageous. Okay, so how to make this go? This is pretty easy. Oh, this is going to be great. I'm going to go back and buy more of these guys, because this is the way to do it. Like, this is the goal. And then you can put them anywhere. Nobody's going to get upset about a little light that just randomly shows up somewhere, right? I wouldn't. All right, there's that. And here's this guy. Bingo bango. All right, now we'll connect our... Ooh, which way does the board go? Ooh, very good. Little logo there shows USB-C. So this goes like that. And now, if we turn on the switch, hopefully we'll get some action. Oh no! I made a mistake, I think. I let some smoke out, but it was shielding on the wires. Holy. Okay, let's try that again. Oh, I'm a numbnut. I did it backwards. My bad. Our board might be fried. This guy might be done for this world, but let's see. Let's turn our switch off. Holy. Comments in the chat are going to be going nuts. I don't know how I did that, but hey, it happens. All right, we want the switch, so we're going to be over here. Come on, come on, come on. Perfect. Let's see, did we fry it? Okay, the light came on, which is what we expected. Oh, hey, we got a red light. I saw a red light and then, oh, there's a red light. All right, here's how I'm going to put this antenna. I want to get it forward of the battery over here on the very inside of this. So I'm going to come in here, take it all the way up to the edge. And then this guy can come down like this. And then your batteries are here. And then this guy goes back on like that. And we just need to make sure that the door will close. Oh boy, that's going to be a little tight now I see that. Let's see. Perfect! Check. Yep. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. I love it. I love it. Now, I think throwing a screw would be a little bit more official because this is going to fail at some point and fall off. But yeah, there you go. I'm going to go put this outside to charge. All right, I would like to add, I've been traveling with one of my little micro repeaters. I'm likely going to figure out where to add like an antenna, maybe a little right angle bracket off the side here. I think that'll do a lot better getting off this tape antenna that's in the inside. But some comments I got on the Instagram was that this particular light just always has a dim LED on, and then when the sensor kicks off, it bumps it up into bright, high, full brightness. Now, the cool thing is that there's 2 wires on the inside for the LEDs, and if you just snip them, then no more lights. That means that this solar panel is devoted entirely to charging the battery, which is in turn running our little node when you turn the switch on. And the best part is you can turn the switch off, still put this in solar, and it will charge the battery. So, fantastic tip. Now this one is even easier. This guy has this top mount that let's just take it off for right now. That way we can work on this a little bit easier. We'll get the light out of the way. And then it's got a hinge. There's literally a hinge and boom, that's it. There is a switch. Where's the switch? Switch is right here, which is interesting. So this is going to be, ooh, this might be a tight fit. These are great. These are like candy. Oh my God. So this, let's see. That's oh, it'll fit, but we got to get these really flush. Okay, let's close this for a second to avoid FOD. We got to go like right up against the board with these. No, it's just these things need to go. These pins up here. Or you cut out this area here and it'll fit. Or you just shove it in and just manhandle it real bad, which is what I'm doing right now. Using a Dremel would be better, but frankly, I don't want to be spending this much time on this. And then there you go, drops right in. And then you can run the antenna right along this little groove. In fact, yeah, that's exactly how we're going to do that. All right, so let's turn this on. Okay, we got a mild light here. Let's find out where our voltage is going to be, and then we do the same thing. Won't make that mistake twice. Positive and negative. Easy, right? Won't have that problem ever again, right? All right, let's program this bad boy up. Alrighty, disconnect our friend here. I don't think I'm going to use these lights at all. I'm going to go get those little solar activity monitors. Those are a way better move, I think. Perfect. You see that? You see this tiny guy? I'm going to go buy some more of those solar lights. Those are awesome. Now, at the time of recording this, Harbor Freight is selling that exact Bunker Hill light, which is normally $13.99, for $7.96. My concern is that this solar panel is not strong enough. That's straight up. The second is I'm not in love with the little strip antenna. All right, before we solder this in place, let's go ahead and we'll check one more time. I just want to be sure. By the way, I think I got it. I was screwing around with this backwards. Yeah. So you're going to go from the negative to the positive side of the switch, and then if we turn it off, okay. There we go, and we'll look for the little light. There it is. There's our little light. Okay, cool. So let's turn them off. And then our antennae. So let's think about how this goes back together. It goes like that. So actually having the antennae like right up here would be probably beneficial. But also maybe not great because we've got to close the lid on this thing. So I'm gonna put him in place. And I think I'm just gonna run it up along the battery here, because it's got to be inside of this little track. What's better idea is pull out the battery. Do it that way. I see. All right. No, we're definitely not going to use these guys. I don't like the way these work. So we've got to cut out a lot of this middle part. All right, same thing here. Now we just take this outside, and oh, it cracked. Oh yeah, don't get this one. This is junk. Editor Josh, to wrap up the video, in my brief testing, I still need some more time because I did immediately have to go on travel again. You kind of have to disconnect these LED lights, like snip that wire, and then yes, this solar panel will, in the couple of days I've been running it, keep this thing going even overnight, and then it'll recharge. You do need a very good sun exposure though to make this work. It is an 18650 battery. It's a 3.7 volt, 3.3 volt, really, a little LoRa device, so it'll keep it going, but you really do need to put this in the right spot. Anyway, go have fun with this. This is actually a really cool little hack. Comes with a little sticky thing. You just slap it on the side of something. Maybe I'll try and find a build outside this hotel to slap this guy on. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you real soon. 73 from me, Josh, KI6, NAZ.